And we are live.
This is Donovan's girlfriend, Sheba. And on the phone with us, our third guest host, our third host. We miss him like crazy, but he's down visiting family. Donovan just ruined Sheba.
Sheba
down in California on the phone with us is DJ Everett. Say hello, DJ.
Hey guys, miss you guys. I'll be back in town next week.
He's in Simi Valley, California, which is someplace I don't ever want to go.
It is a home of hotbed of racing, man. Let me tell you,
Simi Valley. Oh well,
that's okay. This dog is fucking dying,
dude.
We're about 20 miles north of downtown LA, so roughly
20 miles north. So you are in essentially near Magic Mountain.
Yeah, not too far.
Okay, so that would be
off the 118 freeway. Magic Mountain's off the 5 freeway. We're off the 118 freeway. So
I love it how Californians all say that we're off the freeway, the freeway, the Garden Grove, and take the Garden Grove to the Long
I'm off
Beach
the I-84.
Do a disco dance and shit. I'm off the Black Cat.
We miss you, DJ. It's
I miss foot fungus,
right?
But I love you, DJ. I miss some of it.
I miss Linda's cooking.
The dog looks like that's the dog's O face. That's it.
Gonna be leaving on Tuesday. Head back up.
Back on Tuesday.
Tuesday? All right. We'll
Idaho's lonely without y'all.
So I got to have the state police out closing the border early Tuesday. Gotcha.
It would be early. They're in California. It's like 14, 15 hours.
I don't know.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's about 14. Yeah,
I don't plan on going.
Hours, depending on which way you go, but about 14 hours. But yeah.
Hey, a huge weekend.
To let any Asians through.
Right. Oh yeah. So before we get going too big here, we got our sponsors to thank and make all this possible. Who buys this fantastic equipment and keeps us stock in beer. So Tony Flores Group by Keller Williams,
and Jax Flores, soon to be president of that company. His young son actually is doing really well in the outlaw carts.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And we appreciate them very much. Also, AC to Z, Mark Newman, our friend. I talked to Mark last night. He's all jacked up, got him modified, ready to go for a couple of weeks here at Meridian Speedway.
Ooh, April 4th.
Yeah.
August 4th.
Our friends at FEP Performance. They handle
FEPparts.com.
All right, you talk about them then.
That's all I got. Doug Woods, fellow driver, helping us supply some products from FVP. We got some Stay Tuned, Seafoam on steroids.
We need to give something away tonight to the best question.
We do have tens of watchers. So, Mike Hunter says, hello, gentlemen.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, gentlemen. That's much like my soul.
Hey, we got a shout out to Mike, too. Mike's been down. Mike recently had a stint put in. And it's good to see you, Mike, popping around. Hopefully, Marcy's got you doing the dishes or something by now.
Yeah.
Get you trained up at home.
Speaking of dishes, we got our... speaking of dishes, I don't know why I segued that way. Lazy Days RVs from the Wardles.
From the Wardles, absolutely.
Check them out on Facebook. Hit us up while you can there.
We need more sponsors.
Yeah, always.
All of you guys out there, if you'd like to see the show and like what we're doing, we want to grow this, make it a little bit better, but there are costs involved. So the show costs $100 a month. Is that what we're doing for sponsors? Unless we take
yeah. I mean, it costs us more than that, but yeah, sponsorship wise, we're doing a title sponsorship, which gets the shout outs that we do on air here. Yeah, $100 a month, 4 shows a month.
Parts from China, it would have been cheaper.
Right.
I don't know where he got them, but they don't work.
It's the software that we're having an issue with.
Oh man,
I can't be the talent and the producer.
Well, you can't be the talent. We got that part figured out. And the producer, we're still. Hey, Mike Hunter says, yes, things are doing great. Linda Everett, miss you guys too. More food when we get back. Right on. Dead Man Gaming, I don't know who that is. When are you going to come race in the Mini? Again, Donovan, we miss you. This is Will BTW. Will BTW. I don't know who BTW is. That must be, by the way. Race
that's
in a
Will.
Mini.
That's Will Ostrom.
Oh, Will Ostrom, right on. Right.
Oh, cool.
Little Willie, right on, Willie.
Little Willie.
Fantastic. Hey, we had a great weekend of racing all around the Intermountain West.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, great weekend for racing.
Huge weekend, Yesterday I got talked into going to the races by my friend.
I had nothing to do with that. I would not claim friendship with a 50-something-year-old.
I'm gonna
Happy birthday to you.
How do you like getting your ass kicked by somebody that's 50 years old? Huh?
Yeah, I paid for that normally.
Give Donald the clap.
Wow.
Oh, he's already got it.
Too late.
Good Lord. I'll keep an eye out for you, Granny said. Oh, that's an old joke. We won't go there.
But did you guys see the NASCAR race today?
Did I see that?
I heard that there's a winner.
Who
do we got?
The nap car.
Was it Boyer? Was it
No, it was
Gordon?
Harvick.
Harvick.
So
Yeah,
Harvick
Gordon.
won his 6th win of the year. You know, between
Nice.
Harvick, Kyle Busch, and Martin Truex, they've won 15 races. 15 wins, I'm sorry, in 20 races.
That's ridiculous.
There's a reason why they call them the big three. Between those three, 15 wins and 20 races.
It's definitely not a size joke. I mean,
I think
Newman's got them all beat.
The bigger issue with that, if you look at the whole big picture, is what happened to Hendricks and the Chevys. I mean, we've talked about this. Only one Chevy's been competitive at all this year.
Mhm.
Really, it's been Larson. And the kid's got a lot of talent, so I put that there. But you look at Hendricks and you look at Jimmy Johnson. He didn't forget how to drive a race car. Chad Canals didn't figure out how to cheat one up. So, you know, there's – did anybody catch that? Cheat one up? Is he a cheater?
Caught it.
I've never known the Canals to be remotely connected to cheating.
Oh, my
I
God.
got a YouTube video. Anyway.
Oh, my God. But the other 3 cars, they're all new kids, right? You got the next coming that they wanted so bad for this kid to be good in Chase Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they built everything around this kid to be good last year. And he is probably pretty good, but his equipment's right now I don't think is superior, or I think it's inferior to the Fords and the Toyotas.
And everywhere Toyota goes, they put money in.
They don't like losing.
No, they don't.
No, I worked for them for too long. They're into winning.
They like it a lot.
What do you think about that, Deej? About Hendricks?
I think you're spot on, Todd. I mean, you know, they've got three new guys. Two of them are new. Chase Elliott's been there for a couple years.
He's still like 23.
Yeah. So he's still learning some stuff. But Jimmy Johnson's kind of you know, captain of the ship right now, and even he's having his struggles. I think pretty much everybody kind of caught up to Jimmy Johnson and Chad Canals, and I think Canals and Jimmy Johnson are trying to find ways to separate themselves again, and they're struggling with that. So
yeah, he didn't forget what he's doing. Jimmy Johnson's got a lot of talent.
Oh my God, a ridiculous amount of
sickening talent. But you guys see
talent.
the more exciting race last Wednesday, the Dirt Derby at Eldora.
Yes,
Eldora.
Let's get them 43 crazy bastards that ran today on Eldora, and let's go.
Oh my God.
So
let's
news
see.
out of Eldora, Tony Stewart's lobbying for the Xfinity Series to come to Eldora.
That's got to happen
in the next couple of years.
You know, before they closed the mile down at Syracuse, that would have been a great place to have them as well.
Yeah.
You know?
A race fan I respect tremendously was saying just yesterday how much that the Xfinity class was the racing to watch right now, and putting them on Eldora. That's what her heart was at last night. That'd be fun to watch.
But there's been some big discussions this past week amongst some notable drivers about the Xfinity Series and the Camping World Truck Series about possibly throwing those guys back to some local track type of racing, like Irwindale or Kern County or something like that.
Yeah, if you remember when the trucks came to Portland, and ran at Portland Speedway.
Portland Speedway. Trucks went to Mesa Marin as well.
Yeah, Mesa Marin was ready for them. They also ran at an interesting little weird triangle-shaped short tracks in the Midwest, like Salem or something like that.
Didn't they run Gateway?
Louisville.
Well, Gateway's a big old track, so I'm sure they do. Louisville, they ran there. They ran at Nashville Speedway. So they ran at the Mick Yard.
My old stomping grounds, the Flemington Speedway in New Jersey, before that closed down.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, real quick, Resurrection I-70 Speedway is coming back.
Is it?
Yeah.
Had not heard that
I
yet.
saw that on Twitter. It was kind of interesting because if you go outside of Kansas City, if you're on your way over to St. Louis on the left-hand side, north side of the road, I-70 Speedway, all the signs and everything were still there, and you could kind of see the grandstands. But this was a beautiful state-of-the-art facility, and it closed way premature. And I don't know the details, but I guess it's coming back.
Nice.
Yep. Christopher Bell won yesterday the Xfinity race in New Hampshire. He's actually odds-on favorite to take the whole thing now.
Yeah.
This year. So.
Well, you come out of the Chili Bowl and on fire for the rest of the year. And remember, what he did a couple years back at Eldora in the trucks kind of got him promoted to where he's at now.
Yep.
Right? Is that the guy I'm thinking of? That he came there unsponsored and ran top 5 all night?
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Bell's got talent.
Yeah. So I don't think there was a Formula One race, was there, DJ?
Yes, there was.
All right. You like them. You talk about them.
All right, yeah. F1 took to the track at Hockenheim, the German Grand Prix today.
Hockenheim.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Good
I've
beer.
got to tell you, Todd. The racing, the last 4 races actually been pretty good. If you remember way back the French Grand Prix, Circuit Paul Ricard,
Mhm.
Vettel had an incident on lap 1, turn 1, goes to the pits, changes the front wing, comes back and finishes 5th. Fast forward to the British Grand Prix last weekend, Silverstone. Lewis Hamilton gets spun out on lap 1, turn 3, comes back and finishes 2nd. Today at Hockenheim, Lewis Hamilton starts 14th and wins the race.
Wow.
Jesus, talking about being on a
Being
tear.
cars past cars during a Formula One
Right?
race.
which is hard. And
I would love
Invert 'em.
to see.
Do
Invert
a
'em.
pill draw.
I would love to see Vettel, Hamilton, Ricardo, Raikkonen, Bottas. I want to see all those guys start at the back of the pack. I would love to see that race, even though it probably will never happen.
Get like an extra like 50 grand to start in the rear.
They wipe their ass with 50.
No, I don't
I want
know.
to see some passing.
My code. Give me 100.
So, IndyCar news: Laguna Seca is going to be replacing Sonoma next year.
Really? I like Laguna.
I do too.
Yep, IndyCars are coming back to Laguna Seca.
Sonoma's gotten
this
so
year.
freaking bland since they did the remodel.
It's all NASCAR up. They need to run the interloop thing still.
I don't like it.
Yep. And a little bit of NHRA news for you. Tony Schumacher, his nickname is the Sarge. I'm not sure what they're going to call him next year, but he's losing his Army sponsorship after nearly 20 years
Wow.
at the end of this year.
They're going to call him Tony.
Eight-time Top Fuel champion. I don't think he'll have a problem finding any sponsorship.
No, yeah.
It's going to be kind of weird not seeing him with the Army sponsorship.
So that's our national stuff. We got some really cool local stuff.
Oh, let's hit regional real quick.
I'm good. That's what I meant. I meant regional. But let's talk a little bit about our boy. We'll go to Kalispell first.
Yeah, got to go north.
All right, let's go north. The Montana 200, the 28th annual Montana 200, held in Kalispell, Montana. And if you've ever been to that part of the world, near Glacier National Park and Flathead Lake,
I love it up there.
Yes, Whitefish Lake. It's one of the best places on the planet. This time of year, the huckleberries are all out. It's just a wonderful part of the place, and a lot of friends of ours went up there and went to that race. Notably, Trevor Christiani attempted to make it. And they had some gremlins in the late model. It sounded like the rear end or something wasn't right, so they put it back on the shelf and on practice on Thursday. And so they brought out the legend car, and he ended up winning the main on Friday night. Last lap pass, last corner.
Qual P2, finished P1.
Nice.
Good night.
And Trevor's a hell of a shoe.
And out there in a legend car to do that against their regulars, holla back.
Well, there was a bunch of guys up there with their legends that were running the series, running the Montana 200. Segue into the qualifying races and so forth. Montana 200, of local note, Preston Peltier, who's Eddie McKean's son-in-law from Magic Valley Speedway, married to Ashley McKean. They qualified P1 with Jan Evans right there, Garrett's daughter. Also Jeremy Doss right there with him. So a good crowd right there at the top of the board.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, when the race time came, Doss checked out and left town. The kid from the Northern California area, they love to go out of the area and race. They've run all around the United States with that kid. I think Jeremy's probably 21, 22 years old. Yeah,
he's young and stuff, but not a kid like a young.
No, he needs a truck ride.
Yeah, he's going to be the next Bell.
Possible. Well, I don't know. They're looking at dirt right now, and Doss doesn't run the dirt, but the SRL races that he's won, the showings that he's had up at Evergreen at the summer shootout, those type of things. The kid needs to get a look. I've watched him race. He's pretty clean. Runs hard. He gets everything out of his equipment. So I'm pretty excited about that. Preston ended up running second, but Doss did check out and leave town. So, but Preston has continuously been really, really good this year. Other than Snowball, Snowball Derby in Pensacola, Florida, where he got wadded up. No fault of his own. It's just one of those things. And backshoot of Snowball, we've both been there on iRacing, haven't we, Donovan? Just wad him up on the backshoot. Nothing you can do. It's a catch-all back there.
Dive bobbing going into 3.
Yeah, we're just idiots down the straightaway in iRacing. It doesn't matter. But Preston got watered up down there after being on the pole for the snowball, and won the summer shootout for the second year in a row up at Evergreen on the 5/8. Big payday there. I know Ed Veccarelli, his car owner, and Eddie Jr. is very happy with what Preston's doing with their car. So, the kid, he's got a lot of experience. We talked about Hendricks. Of course, he worked there hanging bodies on Jimmy Johnson's cars for years, and he knows what he's doing when it comes to being a late model. Hickory Motor Speedway, the Easter Bunny races and stuff that he's won. So, Doss beating him was a big deal. Let's segue down to RMR.
Yes.
Something a little closer to home, DJ. Rocky Mountain Raceways had the Lucas Oil Modified Series, our sister series to our Oil Purple Series. And you guys know what happened there? I'm talking too much.
Heard they had a race.
27 cars started
to the
for 75 laps.
Yeah.
And
of local
our buddy Kyle Tellstrom took
Kyle Tellstrom got redemption actually occurred there because a couple of years ago, of course, he was racing really hard for the win with about 5 to go with, at the time, his friend Dylan Capello. And Dylan got a little loose getting into one on a restart. Kyle touched him just a little bit, got by him. Dylan repaid the favor really hard down in 3 and dumped Kyle. And they got back together, and it was just a bad deal, and they both went to the back. And part of the racing deal. And at that point, they left Kyle's car at the racetrack. He had no way to get home.
Oh,
it's a true story. So Kyle got, I think he had one owed to him. Interestingly enough, following the series as close as I do, because it is a kinship type series to ours, Justin Johnson, the man who ran second, hadn't had a lot of friends made this year. He'd been tearing stuff up. He's came out of the dirt ranks. He ran some local stuff there at Las Vegas, and they got him modified this year. And watching Facebook Live last night when we got home and seeing that main, and I know Kyle was thinking about getting dumped. And he had to run like 15 really, really strong laps. Right in the middle there, the number 11 car, Jeff Longman, spun out right at the end of the main. And to cause a late yellow, and Kyle hit his restarts and all this stuff. And I know that he was thinking about that same incident with Dylan. So hats off, Kyle. Great job. I texted him up, and he's been a little busy the rest of today. But
where'd Strobel end up at?
13th. Shelby qualified 4th. Turn 3 got turned by Michael Mitchell. That they've had a little history this year. Can't seem to get out of each other's way. And Mitchell ended up getting black flagged for it. At the end result, under yellow, he was doing something he shouldn't have been, and he got black flagged for it. And Greg Scheidecker and the team black parked him. And Shelby came all the way back up the field and ran 13th, real competitive.
That's a tough field to be behind of and get back into the front of.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good for him.
Our buddy Zach Webster ran 17th.
Good job.
Modified series driver. Local interest here. Casey Tillman ran Strobel's car, not the car that, it's not a backup car. Shelby owns the car that Casey drove. Shelby's been driving for Mike Garcia and that group this year at Garcia Racing. So he took his own car for Casey. He only made 34 laps. I'm not sure what happened. But they struggled a little bit on setup early in the day. And, Casey made an effort and started the main, so that's good. But that's a huge win for Kyle Tellstrom.
Definitely. One more thing about Jeremy Doss, going back to Montana 200 really quick. He lapped all the way up to 3rd place.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
So, he did, like Todd said, he checked out. He definitely checked out.
Yeah, I just saw some quick reports on my laps of the spread and the differentials, and I went, whoa, he's gone.
Yep. And Kyle Latham just texted me, said that Phil's fab car of Strobel. Don't know what that means.
Phil's Fabrication is a car manufacturer in Las Vegas. And Strobel has a Phil's Fabrication car. That's one Casey Tillman.
Oh, cool. All right. So let's bring it back up into Idaho. We had some good racing here at Meridian.
Yes, we did.
Because we're moving on.
I heard it was pretty good last night.
It was a really very hot night at Meridian, but man, we had a handful of really excellent. We were on a.
Tell them what happened there.
So someone's birthday was yesterday. That would be the elder statesman over there flipping birds. Had a big old 50 birthday. 5 decades on this earth. But we smoked some ribs and grilled up some steaks and had some beans and some
rolls.
Yeah, we were comatose at about 5:30.
My buddy Kyle Latham. I got to make a shout out to Kyle Latham. I think I caught you. I think I got my smoker figured out.
So-
Donovan, were they any good?
They were still quite good. I was munching a handful right before we went on the air. I still have steak and ribs in my teeth right now. But yeah, they were the best ones that you'd ever made.
Todd, is your birthday on the 21st or the 20th? I can't remember.
21st.
21st. Okay, so you and I are separated exactly by 10 days because my 50th birthday is coming up on the 31st.
Oh my God, I am the child here.
Yeah, mentally, you've been a child your whole life.
Right.
And
right. Okay, so going back to Meridian, we were sitting in the North End as normal, bellies full, drinking some beers. There's a smoker shootout going to happen here between the old men.
Kyle's like 30.
Right.
All right.
Okay, so coming along, let's see. Beginning of the night, we had all the high school tuners.
Yep.
Heads up. Do you have those stats for us there, DJ?
Yeah, I do. So James Gates took the win. James Strickweirda. Did I say it right, Todd?
Strickweirda.
Strickweirda.
Yeah, he finished second, and Jet Nelson rounded the top three.
They had the best start, I think, of the year. The 38 was sitting on the pole, coming to green, and you heard him miss a shift coming out of 4, and he didn't go anywhere, so no one else went anywhere, and they all kind of sat there for like 2 seconds, and like no one moved, like everyone was at that slower than pace speed.
You go. What
do we do? What do we do? And then all of a sudden, you saw him hit gear, and then everyone just like came alive, and like a whole bunch of screaming little 4-cylinders took off like a bat out of hell. It's like the cutest little thing.
The tuners and the junior stingers, very entertaining.
Right.
In every which way.
If they just had about 15 more of them.
No. I've been touting, I think, just about every show, the awesomeness of the junior stingers this year. I love that group of kids. I'm seriously, they are just my favorite series on the track this year. But it's a good race for the tuners. Did a good job on the heat races and in their mains.
Yep.
No major wrecks, I don't think.
No, not until the Pro Fours.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We had Hornets last night as well.
Yep.
2 of my ex-Hornet cars were in that race last night.
Yeah.
James Paul has my one that I hold very dear to my heart, and the other one, brand new driver Michael Little in the Redden number 5. He's learning. That's my other one.
They ran. What did they call that race last night? Where they separate them out? Tortoise in the hair race. They put the slow guys on the front stretch at the start finish line, put the fast guys in the back.
Okay.
James and Tommy Herod caught the leaders in
that
6 laps.
Lap race, and
it was just, and that was pointless.
Yeah.
They tried something. Give them a break.
Tommy Herod took the win, the champion from last year. James Paul was second, and Neil Wasmith was third.
Yep, Monica Heath took one of the hardest hits I think I've seen most of this year in a Hornet. She came out of 4 and just
odd angle.
Yep, and just slammed the wall perfectly sideways. There's a big old. She did a race car clap. She gave herself the clap. That was a wicked hard hit. So I checked on her after the races. She said she's doing all right, a little sore.
Yeah,
she's tough. Remember when she rolled her Hornet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
5-6 years ago.
Well, there's not much mass.
No, she weighs like 82 pounds.
One of my legs.
Tough customer.
She's tough. Yeah. Her dad was a tough customer. Holy cow.
So, mini stocks. I heard it was a good race.
There was a couple of really awesome moments in there. Holy shit. And the B heat was my favorite.
They went green, white, checker, did they not?
Yes, but they had a couple of really good spin outs.
Yes.
Will? Yep. Well, Will, poor little Wallstrom, and everyone made fun of me. Yeah, I miscalled that one last time. It was Terrell that won. Will got second. But Ostrom trying to get the lead in the B heat, and he was pedaling. Oh, that boy was pedaling,
working hard. Yeah,
and just
the shit out of it.
Just after Apex, like 4 laps ago in the heat, just lost the rear end, and he looped it around, and the 88 of Terrell was right behind him, and they did this perfect little spin around each other, and like Terrell got in the pocket as the 43 was looping around and like went right through the center of that loop. It was beautiful. I think they may have just barely scuffed paint with each other.
That's ballet right there.
That was
That's
awesome.
What I call ballet.
Yes.
Mini stock ballet.
No, wait till you hear about the main event.
Oh yeah, Wardle and Terrell. Terrell got loose in 1 and 2, right in front of Jason Wardle and somebody else. They're just passing. I think it was the green and blue car from Pocatello.
Yep.
And yeah, Terrell again lost it at Apex. Turned it around right in front of Wardle. Wardle barely got by.
I don't know how they didn't want him up. In between there was a hell of a battle. Fred
Vigil.
Fred Vigil. Holy cow. I work with the guy. You think I remember.
You just go, Freddie.
Yeah. There's some cars out there that are fast to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But there's fast cars in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Sanders always fast in traffic.
You can work it.
Fred Vigil's fast in traffic. Jason Wardle's fast in traffic.
Yep.
A little more cautious than the other two because he picks his lines a little slower on purpose. I think he's more deliberate.
Yeah, Ian's getting better with traffic as well. He's just getting.
We didn't get a chance to see it because he got in the wreck.
He got bit early.
Somebody got into the 6 car.
Yeah,
and they all wrecked right in front of us. And
Billy Ship had Melinda out, his little Toyota.
Yeah,
Billy.
Billy. And they spun out right there in the middle of 3 and 4, and Ian got broke a tie rod or something.
Yeah, something middle.
Yeah, you just got his tire snagged right on the right spot on Billy Ship's door, and ripped the door off and stuff. It's just a bad deal, And so we never really got a chance to see what he was going to be doing. But during that race, there was a time where for one of the few times you'll ever see it, Jason Sanders was kind of undecided, top or bottom.
Oh yeah, when he got picked,
and down in 1 and 2. And Freddie Vigil was on his ass and knew that he had to pass Sanders to win. Right. So he went in there, bottom, front-wheel drive car, going hard on the bottom. And he committed to himself, and he pushed Sanders up just enough to where he was pinned behind the next car and made the pass. And they finished 1-2 in the main event like that. There was a spot during the main where Vigil was lapping a car. I don't remember who it was, but they were down in coming into 3, and the lapper lost it on the top. Somebody had it might have been Will. I'm not certain, but somebody lost it on the top and got all sideways, and Vigil was sideways with him.
Oh yeah,
I was.
No, that's coming into 3, wasn't it?
That's what I said.
I thought you said coming out of 2. No, they're right there. It was.
Pay attention during the show.
I don't listen to you. This drone. No, that was a fantastic. When you let off the gas on the front wheel drive car in a corner, that butt's coming around. And that's exactly when that car started sliding up. Freddie got out of the gas. That butt came up. They were both pirouetting next to each other. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you mash the gas and go forward. The gas,
went through the hole and got in there. I can't remember who it was, but they almost came down and got Fred too.
And we had the top 3 with Fred, Sanders, and Wardle were nose to tail at the end. And we had front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, rear wheel drive, front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, front wheel drive. It's 3 and 3 in the top 6. Yeah, and they were all running strong.
And Dodge, Ford, Honda, they were all in there. So yeah, the class is fine. We were talking during the race.
Beautiful.
Don't change the rules.
Nope.
Don't change the tire. Leave that class alone. One thing that I really liked when Fred got out of the car there at the start finish line was how he thanked the fans and the other drivers.
Oh yeah,
and that's the beauty of that class. And it always has been. The mini stocks have always had that. And you got to tip your hat to people like Jason Sanders and Jason Wardle, and yourself,
Luke Wolverton, down there, yes. Billy Ship,
the Ian's family,
D-Dogs.
Yeah, they're fantastic folks, all of them, and that's what builds it.
We've always praised Freddie on how well he's done at Magic Valley and how well he's done at RMR. It seems like he's got it together now at Meridian.
Oh yeah,
and so got to tell you, he's, in my opinion, probably one of the best mini stock drivers up here in the Northwest right now.
Oh yeah, he's doing fantastic.
You got to put Sanders on a pedestal. I mean, when you really think about it,
I mean, how many championships does Sanders have now?
All of them. Every time he cries,
is there an existing track champion on the track right now? In mini stocks. Is there any other champions running? Because Shoecraft and Bollinger have both moved up to Pro Force full time.
No, I don't think so.
He's it, and he's got more championships than I think Bollinger has.
Oh yeah, sure.
So
it's like 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Anybody out there? How many championships does Jason Sanders have under his belt right now? Somebody jump on there.
I'm gonna say 7. I've talked to him about this many times and I can't remember. I think it's 7.
Yeah, we're looking for audience participation here. We got like 7 people watching. I'm kidding. Oh, so real quick shout out here. I just got a message a moment ago while we're in the middle of calling this stuff out. There is a young man who has a birthday today. Zach Telford
Zachary
is legal
Telford.
for the mod series.
It's on, baby, like Donkey Kong. Nice, Zachary. Nice.
So
we'll
they
see.
said they are
Hopefully-
going to watch in review later. So
Good. They're probably
shout out
voting or
to-
something.
no, I'm getting pictures from a bar.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, I don't think Zach's there, but
7 years premature there, James. But yeah, we may need all the modified drivers we can get. Our next race, of course, we're running against Magic Valley's running that night.
which takes us into our next segment. But we have to hit down a couple of these guys real quick. DJ, let's run them through real fast here because we got people waiting to give a call.
Okay.
Pro 4 guys, big, huge, nasty wreck for the
Heat race.
heat-
B-heat.
I want to say 87 so bad now, but that's Sanders.
67.
67, yes. It was a nasty hit for Wes Summers.
Yeah,
Dropped
he
the
blew
motor
blew the
straight into the
Cavalier
barrels
motor.
and won.
Yeah, I blew one of the Cavalier motors going down, Beretta motors, whatever they were, going
Yeah.
down, and oil was all over the place. Had nothing you could do. And
That was like a
barrels.
45-minute cleanup. We all just took a break.
Yeah, I got there at that time.
Yep.
You know,
So big, that car was wrecked up pretty bad.
yeah, it hit the back pretty good.
So had
But-
sadness
yeah.
for him. But the main event happened. It was really good. Good night for the Pro 4s running.
Yeah, Brendan Freeze still has that thing running on a rail, so
Yep.
he took the main event win.
He and
Yeah,
Chandler
yeah.
were putting on a show until Chandler lost a rear end.
Was it a rear end that he lost?
That's what it smelled like.
Yeah, I thought it was a transmission from a low.
Oh, sorry, transmission.
It smelled like 90 weight. Chandler actually had something happen earlier in the race, and he just stopped going into one.
Yeah.
They made it. I thought he was holding in gear. I don't know what happened, but 5-6 laps later, all of a sudden, it just started fogging everything in smoke, and
Yeah,
it
he's
smelled
crop
like
dusting.
90 weight. And he pulled in and got black flagged. Something was right.
Yeah, Bailey ran a great. And once
Bailey did.
Freeze got around the outside, and they had a battle. They had a battle to get around. Bailey was on that bumper the entire time. The rest of
Yep.
that race, he
They
did
found
not give an
something.
inch.
They found something in that car. That car's got more power.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's running the Honda. They've gone away from that. That car has more straightaway speed than it did in past.
Oh my gosh, it's looking so much better on that Bailey machine, number 77.
Ryan
Um,
Bailey,
Speaking
by the way.
of
Ryan
somebody's
Bailey.
looking much better, Brandon McLean,
Oh my god, he's had such a great year.
third place.
That once that car winds up, that little itty bitty 1.8
So
freaking
happy for him.
LS
So happy.
motor. He's not even running VTEC. He's just got a. I mean, it's raced up, but I mean, he's running.
Acura motor.
Yeah, Acura. But he's running that thing like a little speed demon.
Brandon's always been good.
Ah, it's fantastic. And his lane choice is fantastic. You can see his ability to drive that thing.
Hard to find somebody who studies more about the other competition than Brandon. Brandon's really cerebral.
I like watching that 39, that neon green and black car running around. It's fantastic.
And we also had ISRL.
FC's ISRL. Ryan Wiedrick puts it in victory lane last night.
Yeah, and that's my unsung hero for the night. I mean, I got to go back to when my son ran sprint cars there for a year in the Pepsi sprint car class. Ryan's first year was TJ's first year, and they struggled. They had the old green car, and they really struggled with that car. Hats off to those guys. They ran a great race. They held off Tony Ackerland there with like 4 to go.
Good run.
Had a big, Talladega down in turn 1 and 2.
Oh, that was horrible. That main event, if that wreck had not happened, that would have been the best main event of the year.
Oh yeah, but Weidrich was gone.
Everybody
lane.
was together, and it looked nasty, and it looked beautiful at the exact same time.
Yeah, they
I
took
would
out
not have wanted to be in that mess.
4 or 5 cars. Drew Crenshaw, Nathan
Little.
Little,
Kate Jackson, I think.
Kate Jackson.
Kate Jackson got spun out by
Segura.
Segura to start it. Segura had been trying to get underneath her all around her. All he had to do was run the outside, but he decided he was going to poke it in there down hard and won. And I don't think any of the cars were really that tore up. Maybe
A lot of
just
little bent arms
little
and
bent stuff, but probably Crenshaw went into it the hardest because he was the car right behind him and he had
got
nowhere
banged
to
up
go.
pretty good. But that race, I was just giddy like a little schoolgirl watching
good
those
race.
ISRL cars. And there's a
Pat
good
Young,
field.
Pat Young was also in that wreck with the 40 car.
Yes.
Yeah.
So great turnout. They had 15 cars, 14 cars start the
Yep.
main, and it was an amazing race, start to finish.
Yep.
So hats off to those guys. That was the race of the night.
It could have been really good.
Yeah.
And
Also
then we
have
get
some
into
wings.
the wing sprint cars. We got to kind of hustle.
Yeah, we got to go.
The wing sprint cars last night. Fantastic field of cars. A lot of fast cars
Yeah.
last night. I was real surprised he didn't have a very good qualifying run, but the 77 of Matt Elliott, sponsored by Westside Body Works,
Yep.
and our buddy Tom owns the motors and stuff in that car. That also owns Aubrey's car.
Okay.
right? Tom's a great dude. He took off and won his heat race. Then in the main event time came,
He was gone.
He was gone. They went green, white, checkered. What did we say? 6 minutes.
I don't even think. No, let's look at the main. Let's see, the whole thing, including the caution, was 11 minutes, or not 11 minutes. I'm sorry. No, they didn't. They had green, white, checkered. I'm looking. What am I looking at? 6 minutes. 6 minutes and 30 or 25 seconds was the whole race.
Yeah. Brian Wharf had fast time. Let's see, Cody.
Lockwood. Corey Lockwood.
Corey Lockwood. Shit.
Man, he did a great race too.
Oh, well, he's an old circle track outlaw kart kid, and he's got it all together. Last night we saw the debut of Caleb Johnson.
Yeah.
So they're coming. These guys put on a hell of a show last night. Matty Elliott was gone, and Brian had to go get him in 25 laps. Brian caught him on the back chute. You couldn't have put 2 packs of cigarettes between those 2 cars for a lap. And Matty wanted that. I talked to Peaches. I call him Peaches. That's his old nickname. After the race, and he's like, "Dude, I was up on the wheel." I said, "Yes, you were." He goes, "I heard him coming," and he goes, "But I thought it was Corey."
Oh, did he?
And he goes, "And I saw white," and I'm like, "Shit, it's Brian." He goes, "I thought Corey would come and get me, but Corey didn't have anything for Matty."
No, he had a little bit of a push happening there.
Yeah, and both of the Spires kids were in 4th and 5th, towards the back there. And
they both had a clean, good run. So good for them.
They were just running the 460 engines in those cars. I don't think they have the big 410s or anything in them. I don't think you can run 410 or anything.
360s.
But if you do, you have to run the restrictor or something. So, great field. And then in the Hornets, we already talked about.
Yeah, talked about the Hornets.
We got them all covered.
Hey, DJ, is it all right with you if I talk here for a second and we try to get these guys on conference call?
Sure.
All right, Donovan, we may lose DJ while we're doing this because Donovan's trying to conference call.
I haven't dialed out a conference call, I don't think, ever successfully since like analog cell phone days.
Well, let's try it.
So let me see what I can do here. Make it back to call. Add call.
So thinking about what's going on, we don't have any of the Magic Valley Speedway highlights from last night. I know that in the modifieds it was guy that ran with us. The one that made event.
The dude.
I can't remember his name, but he bought the car from Eddie McKean. Great field of cars down there. They had the Rebel Modifieds, whatever they're called, the Randy Modifieds down there with them as well. Talking about the Salt Lake Lucas Oil Modified race, I'm sure the Latham boys are listening, and they could probably chime in some more, but they survived a downburst, like a little thunder bumper came through. I know it kicked up some easy ups, made life a little bit crazy down there for everyone. But the Lucas Oil Modified Series does not disappoint. You know, they did have a lot of cautions again last night, a lot more controversy, but it did not disappoint.
Okay, I'm going to try this. DJ, if I hang up on you, call me back. We'll see if we can add you.
Okay.
That might actually be the smarter choice.
Just go.
Okay, I'm hitting the button.
Buttons. Good Lord. And he's our producer. Now, you know why shit don't work on the show.
Hey.
These should be our friends from I-10 Productions.
I hit the wrong button. Hold on. I'm trying to Skype them.
DJ, are you still there?
Yep.
Yeah, DJ's here. I'm just trying to.
I'll never go away.
Yay. Okay,
are you still
I hit call.
Now, DJ? All right. Hey, DJ, are you there?
No, DJ's on hold. It says on hold.
Okay. No DJ. If this guy sounds like he's Australian, it's because he is.
Hello?
John?
How's it going, buddy?
Hey, man. Todd Labronte, Donovan Johns from Turn5.Live. Can we have you on hold for just a second? We're going to bring in our third guest.
No, I can merge. I can merge. Watch
Hang
this.
On just a second, John.
What? Watch this. Here we go, John.
Are you there? DJ?
DJ and John?
Yep, I'm here.
I did it! I am a producer.
Hey, John, this was Donovan's first time doing a conference call. I apologize.
This is my first time in a three-way.
He's a virgin.
Hi, Val.
And Val. Oh, my God. This is like a five-way now.
Right on.
This is not awkward.
And the dog.
And the dog.
So, yes, it's a little bit crazy. Welcome to Turn5.Live, the I-10 group. Everybody, tip your glasses.
We're empty.
We're empty. Where's our beer servant? Well,
roadie.
We need a roadie. Hey, John, thanks for coming on the show tonight. Val, I appreciate you guys very much. Let's give them the clap.
I wasn't ready for that.
Donovan was not ready for the clap.
Hold on. We got a third for the clap here.
Hang on a second here.
Our roadie's here. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right.
We got the clap for all parties involved.
Thank you very much for being patient with us. John, Val, welcome to the show. We appreciate you having you on tonight.
Oh, it's good to be on. Although I'm a little bit worried about that dog. It looks like it has a gimp ball in its mouth.
The gimp. It's the gimp. You bring out the Gimp. The Gimp's sleeping. That's Donovan's girlfriend right there. Let me turn him sideways.
I don't date much anymore.
No, or less. Hey, let's talk about Let's talk about how much fun we've had at the racetrack this year. You guys have been a really welcome addition to the Royal Purple Modified Series this year, doing some special stuff. Your friend Levi's been fantastic as our new webmaster and doing some things there. What got you excited about looking at the Royal Purple Modified Series for broadcasts?
Well, you know what? We're so proud to be associated with you guys. I mean, you know, all this started off just doing some filming for Matt Egley, who's a great guy. And then, you know, just seeing what you guys do and seeing something different really inspired us. And the fact that all your drivers and families and that are such nice people, we just couldn't have, you know, picked a better group of races to help promote the sport and get it going, because I think everybody's worth the effort.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody is worth the effort. It's a great group of guys. We've been very lucky to have them.
Let's do this real quick. I know because we've mentioned you guys in the past, but we haven't talked much about the i10.com guys and girls. Sorry. Why don't you give us a real quick rundown of who you are and why you're so awesomely important to what's going on here in the Southwest Idaho racing and taking us into the future?
So what we're working on right now is, so we're all familiar watching ESPN's NASCAR shows on television, and we see all the big production that goes on. Well, what we plan on doing on a bit of a smaller scale is the exact same thing. I believe modified racing is quite entertaining. So what we've been working on the last few races is getting little bits of footage together, making little compilation videos, and then, you know, we're starting to approach other companies to jump on board. The problem we have, as opposed to ESPN gets to plan everything 2 years in advance. We've only got a few months in advance to plan all this stuff, you know. And we, you know, we can do it. We don't have the big budget and the manpower, but, you know, we're not worried about that. Everybody's got to start somewhere.
I think as of today, I'm a pretty damn good producer, so I'm available. No, I made a conference call.
No. Are you trying to take my job?
That's Valerie in the background, by the way. Hi, Val.
Hey, Valerie.
Hi.
So we believe we can bring, I mean, I don't know if we can make modified as big as NASCAR within 3 years, but I'm sure damn well know that we can get some pretty big exposure on the racing. And I think the way we present it, I mean, I know Lucas Oil, I know there's other modified series, and I've been studying what they do, and it's kind of like, they kind of like lack a little bit of enthusiasm, you know. So we kind of like want to just bring some excitement to the racing and just make it watchable and make people go, oh yeah, I'm going to watch this one.
You're in the right group of people for excitement.
Oh, I know. I mean, you got some great guys there, especially. I got to give shout out to the Latham brothers with their yee thing.
I love the great sportsmanship. We're kind of crazy. We love to have fun. It's a serious business, but you damn well better have fun on and off the track.
Yeah,
and I think that's why it's so close, and that's why I think it's going to be bigger and better. You know, we don't.
And I think one of the problems with a lot of sports shows is because the FCC regulates them a lot, and they really have to be careful what they say. Well, you know, we kind of like going to follow the same guidelines, but you know what? We're going to make it enjoyable. So, like, you know, if I wanted to say Kyle Busch is a big crybaby, I'll let somebody say that.
Kyle Busch.
You are way too edited for this crowd.
Oh, fuck that.
I know, right?
Right on. So let's talk
I was
about.
going to say we have everybody in our racing team except for Kyle Busch. We don't need one of those.
No.
But,
I disagree. I think every race series needs a Kyle Busch.
That's why you didn't own it.
Right. I like the divisiveness of a Kyle Busch.
We've had that in the past. We've had people that were controversial and cried every time they got done with the race. And It wore thin.
Are we going to stop somebody the Kyle Busch then?
We had the conversation about on the Facebook page already about having characters.
Yes.
And I am and Sam Newcomer chimed in on there. He's building a mod. I'm a huge supporter of everyone having that
cartoon
moniker
character like the legends used to have.
Not quite that cartoony, but just that caricature style.
Dwarf cards.
At Meridian Speedway, we got Donovan Johns.
Right, the hand grenade.
The pinballer. So let's talk about what we got going on as far as what we've done already, as far as what I-10 has done with the interviews and the driver profiles and things.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about, John and Val, if you could, what we're doing on August 4th, because it's huge. This is, I think, the most important race that we've ever had.
And not just for the mods on the mod side, because that's going to be cool, but as a show in general.
Yes.
What's going to be able to be photographed and what's going to be able to be a part of all of that?
Sure. John?
Well, and I totally agree. I think this is going to be an excellent outlet. We're going to have what it sounds like to be a pretty good car count. So we're going to get some exciting things shot there that weekend.
And as far as like what we've done so far, it's like, we're trying to build a new website for the series. And as everybody knows, we were out doing interviews up at Hermiston. And one of the great things was, as we were putting things together, I'm like, you know what? I think I can make a short film out of this, which might be interesting to give people a better perspective. And as most people know, that we traveled up with Matt Egley Racing, and, we filmed the whole trip up there. And I'm sure a lot of people know, we had a few incidents. And,
almost got wrecked, the motorhome.
Yeah. Hermiston's a rough track, and then we had tranny problems, but you know what? Right, everybody banded together. People helped Matt out, and I think I'm putting together a little 15-minute short movie, and I think it's going to be great for people who don't know what modified racing is. When they watch it, they'll get a better understanding and really appreciate what everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, and I think that's huge. What the camaraderie that you guys have been bringing into the racetrack, the spirit of professionalism, really helps out. Like I've said in the past, anybody will listen. The things that you guys and Levi are really good at is the stuff that I really am not very good at. And I can do the stuff I can do pretty well, but I can't do that kind of stuff. And that's how the series has to grow. I have to be able to have somebody do the things I'm not good at, right? Mm-hmm. Diversification is going to be the key to this. So thank you guys for that, by the way.
Oh, look, we're just glad to be able to jump in and help boost it, One thing I'm not a big fan of is when huge, big companies come in and they take over the small fun events and then they just ruin it for everybody. And, I've heard that there's a lot of truck mud racing down south, and I've heard ESPN's tried to make a move in that territory, and the people with all the properties and do the racing, they've actually stood up, turned around and said, you know what, we don't want your publicity because we know you're just not going to make it fun for anybody anymore, So the one good thing I like about the Royal Purple Series is everybody is just so friendly and willing to help out any way possible.
Yeah, we got a great group of dudes, and it's crazy. Dudettes too, yeah. Our lady drivers have always been a great, asset to us. It's nice the fact that we don't have to say, "Hey, we got a lady driver."
Right.
We've always had a lady driver.
Once they put a helmet on, they all look the same.
And I like the fact that it doesn't matter what sex they are.
And we've got, Aubrey. How old is she now?
Like 20. Yeah. 21. No, she's 21 because she went drinking.
Okay, and then so we got a couple of younger drivers. We're going to have on the 4th, we're going to have a 14-year-old starting with us.
One of the most experienced 14-year-olds you'll ever have. But...
And at the same time, we're going to have drivers in their 60s.
Yep.
And so we have a diverse field of colorful characters.
Yeah.
And we have, but again, my mentality is once you put a helmet on, you're a driver. Yeah. You're not 60, you're not 14, you're not a boy, you're not a girl. Right. You're a driver.
Right.
That's it.
Exactly.
And I think that's absolutely incredible. 14 years old and racing with the big boys.
Oh my God. He's going to whoop the big boys' ass.
I love you. Happy birthday, Zach.
Yeah, happy birthday, Zach. When you're watching this later this week.
He will be watching, Zachary. He will be watching. So let's talk about this April 4th program.
Yeah,
we're gonna be filming this actually like it's going to be a show.
So you have multi-cameras, correct?
John, what are we doing as far as production? Multi-cameras and stuff, different angles?
So what we're doing is we're going to hopefully have a few cameras. I'm actually, one of my great friends of mine, we've shot a lot of like Formula One and MotoGP together. He's in LA at the moment, so hopefully everything goes well. I'll be bringing him down to Meridian as well.
Ooh.
And between me, Val, and this camera guy, we should be able to like get some spectacular footage, you know. And we're hoping to have a few more GoPros in the cars.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to make a full working dummy episode. So we're going to be doing interviews with all the drivers again. We're going to be doing a lot of filming on the track. And we're going to put together an episode that would actually look like if it was on television.
That's so
cool. Having many drivers as possible would be great.
Yeah, we need to get as many cars as possible. You know, that's one of the things as a promoter I got to do. We should be okay on car count. I got verbal commitments from a couple of guys last night that I was pretty excited about. Possible return of Gentry Pisca. He wanted to come really bad. I know that Larry Hull will be there.
Larry's going to come run with the. Yes. You want a cast of characters? We're getting a cast of characters.
We are, and you know we'll have our regular group of guys that we normally have. I'm very excited about our normal group being stars and getting a lot out of the I-10 production. So and we should have some new faces too. There's some rumors that we're going to have a couple new guys. Tim Elam will be there with his new car.
Elam.
Yeah, brand new car.
Love watching Elam run.
Yes. It looks like we may have some more from Meridian Speedway that haven't ran with us before that run there locally. So, yeah, some of the point leader kind of.
Is it
what?
And
Wild Child?
One of the things that I would like to bring to this whole production and series is that I think when the drivers come out, and I know that they all pull up at the start line and, you know, the announcer walks down and announces everybody. But I think for the TV show, what we'd like to do is kind of like what they do on the wrestling, you know, we'll feature the driver, have a little bit of theme music, so people can relate to the drivers a lot better than just somebody walking down the lane going, oh, yeah, this is such and such from such and such, and that's it. Whereas, like, when people see it on television and they hear the theme music, they're going to go, oh, that's my favorite driver. I know who that is.
I want the Mission Impossible tune.
So you want I like big butts that get out loud. That's what you want. You want Sir Mix-a-Lot.
We can't afford that. That's expensive.
Well, there is, you know, we can do stuff like that. It all depends on how much time we have. And one of the things as a promoter I'm constantly working with the racetrack in is how much time we'd have some curfews and some things. Eva Destruction, this next race, we're not going to be the final deal.
No.
We're going to be, you know, far from it. We're going to be right in the middle of the racing thing. So it's going to be light outside. It's going to be a bit different. That's one of the things we ought to talk about, John. It's probably not going to be even dark when we run. So it'll be a bit different. Eva Destruction, that will sell out. It'll be the biggest.
That'll be standing room only. Pits included.
It'll be the biggest crowd that we have at Meridian Speedway this year.
There'll be 6,000 of your closest friends packed up in that hizzle.
Yeah. And they'll have a giant crane with a car hanging from it up in the air, and we'll be racing underneath it and stuff. And there'll be they're going to blow some stuff up. It's out of Nelson. They'll blow stuff up.
And then fireworks at the end of the night.
Yeah. Absolutely. So if those of you that may be thinking about bringing your car up to Meridian to run, please come.
And get there early.
Yeah, please come.
You know, I've had a few requests from some people in Australia. Now, I don't know if you guys have been watch the automotive sports in Australia, but we like to put superchargers on everything.
Right. And
some of the videos that we've been making lately, and, you know, we've been showing people back home in Australia and New Zealand, and they're like, yeah, those cars are awesome. Bring them over here. Let's put some superchargers on them. Then we'll see how it goes.
I'm a big fan of a supercharger over a turbo.
You know, they put superchargers in those little Metro Geos over in Australia.
Oh, seriously. I'm so there.
Jetros.
Me and my love of things that shouldn't go fast going fast.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm putting a supercharger on my minivan. It's gonna happen.
There's a lot of things John and I can't go into tonight that we've been talking about,
right? That's
because we're not going to spoil it. But 2019 looks like an insane year for us. Speaking with John, how long did we talk on the phone? An hour the other day, maybe.
Yeah, it was
there's
quite a while.
There's some really cool things, and a lot of it hinges on how well some of these shows go here at the end of the year. For the Royal Purple Modified Series, we finish off Meridian, then August 11th, back-to-back Magic Valley Speedway. We're back at Magic Valley Speedway again early September, first weekend in September, and at Meridian Speedway September 22nd for our championship night. The Lucas Oil Modified Series running last night at Rocky Mountain Raceways opens up some of those cars for us that may or may not be in the points battle down there to come up. We hope they all come up. I love it. Those guys have been friends of ours for a long time down there, so we hope they all come up and have a good time. But this is the chance to get your sponsors on a production.
Oh, yeah.
On the 4th. They'll all be highlighted. Each driver will be highlighted. The folks at I-10 are not beneath doing a little highlight reel for you and your sponsors. I'm sure they can do that. I'm not sure what it would cost to do something like that, but that is something they can do. Little video snippets of each car and sponsors and the driver talking. Or down the road, maybe even if for sponsor searching, correct? Put stuff together, like if you'd like to be on the car, you guys could film it for them and so forth. Is that not true?
Yeah. And one of the great things about the new website is we have that media page on there, and it's going to have, there's already a few promo videos on there that we've done. There's artwork up there, logos and things like that, and there's information for race teams that they can pass on to their sponsors too,
Yeah.
Because now's the time. I'm sure sponsors, they obviously want to see something in return. Well, now that, they're sponsoring a car and they know what's going on, they may have a better chance of getting money now,
Absolutely.
Whereas before, if you've got no exposure, why would somebody want to sponsor a race car that has no exposure?
Right. And just the amount of production quality that goes into what you do lends so much more credibility than somebody's shooting something with their cell phone or something. It just doesn't work.
Oh, the thing that annoys me the most is when people shoot on their iPhones or their smartphones, and the first thing that I really hate the most is that my TV is horizontal, your phone is vertical.
Right.
So how about you turn your phone vertical?
Keep your audience in mind. Always put that thing in landscape.
Exactly. and your smartphone can't do what our cameras can do.
Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be looking forward to you tuning in with Turn5.Live in the future with us here. And hopefully we'll get a link on the new website and on I-10 to Turn5.Live and maybe make this show even a little bit more prominent. Go ahead.
Well, I think we're going to have to come down and set up your studio a little bit better.
I love my little studio.
This is Donovan's grandmother's basement is where we shoot this at.
Like, the dogs have a better room than I do.
You could still have it there, but your camera angles just really suck. We could get a little better lighting in there.
Well, when you guys are here, I will have you over in the studio here, and we'll do some talking.
Well, come up Friday. We'll figure it out. You guys can stay with us or something, and we'll figure it out. Donovan's grandmother's house is about 10 minutes from my house.
Not even 10 minutes. It's a mile and a half if we walk it.
Yeah, but it's on the other side of the golf course and the railroad tracks and shit from my house. Yeah, snobby. But
he's on the good side.
Yeah, right. So, but yeah, we could come over here and do this. But you got to find a clean beer glass, and I was almost late for the show trying to find my favorite beer glass, and I couldn't find it because it was dirty. So we'll have to help you out with that. So
I love it.
All right. Appreciate you guys very much.
Forward to the 4th.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
We're really looking forward to the 4th. It's going to be really exciting, and basically everybody just needs to keep in mind that, we've kind of had little dress rehearsals and things here and there. This is going to be more like a pilot.
That's
So
gonna be so
It's
cool.
gonna be awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait. You guys, thank you very much for all you do.
Yeah,
DJ,
thank you for your
are you still
time.
with us, DJ?
Yep, still here.
Any questions for John and Valerie?
No, you know what? I'm excited personally for you, Todd, and the series, because I've always said the power of TV or the power of professionally done video does wonders for a race driver and or a race series like yourself. It's I'm looking forward to it for next year. It's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. These guys are great, and please get your cars to the racetrack. It's all I can ask for. Let's make this look big, because if we make this look big, no telling what we'll have for next year and moving forward. So our little hobby can get more affordable. That's the whole goal. Is our little hobby that we have fun doing get a little more affordable, so we can all have a good time together with your buddies.
Mm-hmm.
We need that. I'm asking you as a favor, get your stuff to the racetrack.
All right, I think that's all we got. You guys got any last shout outs, words, anything you want to share for I-10?
No, we're just looking forward to it, and we just want to let everybody know that they're going to see not a lot of cameras, but you're going to have a camera or two floating around your pit all weekend.
Nice.
Nice.
I'll have my Google Pixel camera out and
I'll shave.
what?
Wow.
Todd's gonna go car salesman.
I have one final
Go
word.
ahead.
If any of the drivers out there has a GoPro, let us know. We can get hooked up into the system and we can get it on the camera and the footage for the pilot. So
Cool.
let us know if you have a GoPro. We'll get it all set up. You don't really have to do anything.
Sweet.
Right?
Hey, Val, one more thing for the guys who haven't ran with us yet that would be coming to the show. They do have to sign a release, correct?
That is correct.
And it's simple release. It's used. I know that when I've been in TV commercials or something like that, I've had to sign the exact same release with the same language on it. Essentially, you release the ability to use your likeness. Nobody's getting rich off this other than everybody that's listening and the guys on, sitting here. Nobody's planning on scamming anybody or anything. We just don't want anybody thinking that there's something happening that isn't. It's to protect both them and I-10.
Yep.
So it's common production stuff that you'll see.
And we'll have that at the trailer on the 4th.
They'll have it. Yeah, we'll have it all there.
Perfect.
Yep.
Right, you kids.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to read it about it beforehand, they can just go to www.i10.tv and then just click on the Royal Purple Modified. And it's right there on the front page saying that here's the link to the form.
Yep, and that is I, like the letter ITEN, i10.tv.
That's it.
That's correct.
Booyah.
All right. I have no idea how we get off the phone with these guys.
I
DJ.
have no idea how to do that either.
We may hang up on both of you guys and call DJ back. But John,
Okay.
Valerie, thank you very much. And from the group and from all our drivers and all our teams and all our folks, we just appreciate you guys so much. And thank you on behalf of me personally for being such a good friend and a help to the series. You've made our series better. Thank you for that.
Well, thanks for having us on.
Thank you, guys.
And maybe next time we can talk about the controversial stuff that's going to happen next year.
Yes.
That's the stuff that Dono
We're avoiding
likes.
talking about controversy tonight, by the way.
I have a list of controversy to talk about that they won't
All right,
let
guys,
me
thank you very
in.
much.
Hey, you guys have a great night. Well, let me have you go ahead and hang up, and that way, hopefully, maybe DJ will still be here.
Okay.
All right,
Good
love you
I'll hang
guys.
up on-
Love you guys. Good night.
Much love. Drive safe to the races. We'll see you there.
Peace out.
Bye to the Forrest Gump wave.
Right.
That's cool.
It is cool, isn't it? It's stuff
Yeah.
that I can't tell you about that, oh my God, I'm like, what? And they go, oh, yeah, this is common. This is what we do. This is how we come in and do things. I'm like, oh my God, really? I mean, they have the connections those two folks have are real and diverse. And they're so well received within their community, the filming community, that
It's going to be
there's zero
cool.
reason to doubt anything.
I'm so excited to see what they can bring to the table here, and I've loved the videos they've produced so far, the little images they've produced with the Yee car, and I can't remember the other car they did.
No,
Egley's car.
Sure.
Really awesomely fun stuff. So it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, he told me on the phone. He goes, "We've been messing around up till now. Now we're getting serious."
Ooh,
So
bring the A game, people.
All right.
So, got a couple more things to cover. It is already well after 8, so we got to start wrapping up here for what's coming up in the future. But we have a couple of things. We have had requests to hit the Magic Valley Speedway results. So TJ, do you have those up on you?
I sure do.
I'm going to be pulling them up myself here. So go ahead, you take off.
Starting off with the Junior Stingers, Braden Sweatfield took the win last night. Zach Rydalch and Devon Felix. That's your top three. And then your Hornets took to the track last night. Ike Miller was your victor, I should say. Justice Coates finished second. Shelby Dalton was third. Midgets ran last night.
Yes.
They had a decent field of 8 midgets that came last night to Magic Valley, and Natalie Waters took the win.
Wow, that's
Good
great.
for her.
Good for her. The Nat Attack.
Yeah.
Nat Attack.
Chaz Grote and Kylie Ith was your top three.
Yeah, from the Ith clan.
The Eth.
Ith clan, yeah. Waters clan,
Yep.
Ith clan. There you go.
The same clan.
Yep. Superstocks had double main events last night, and Mitch Pearson won both of them.
All right, Mitchie the Kid.
Yep. Willie Dalton finished second in the first one.
Willie.
Sean Lesser finished third. Dan Pearson and Jeff Peck in the second one.
Willie.
Modifieds were in action last night as well. And Mr. Wirtz, David Wirtz, took the win.
David Wirtz Jr., little pea
Wirtz
picker.
Jr.
Little bit.
His dad was pea picker.
Yep.
Son
And
of pea
Casey
picker. It's like son of Mothra or something.
So I don't know if they ran them separately together.
Ran them
If
together.
they were the rebels for
Ran
a
them all
win.
together.
Okay.
They got no rules, so they just run them all together.
Fuck yeah. That's
Yeah.
where you do it.
Yeah.
Run what you brung.
Now people are starting to realize why we started what we started.
Right? Well,
What?
it's sometimes you got to
We
go
needed
through the
rules?
experience of it.
We needed people to enforce them.
I don't understand.
I yelled at Eddie this morning for us all.
We're not going to talk about that.
I yelled at him about having races and bullshit. And I love Eddie.
So, Casey Pearson, she came in second. Edens, third.
Steve Edens, yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Edens finished
Edens.
third. And,
Kathleen fourth. Dalton fifth.
Dalton. Doesn't sound the same as Willie.
No. Outlaw.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it looked like a pretty good night. I know there's some other drama that happened in the pits there at Magic Valley, and
Moving on. Next.
moving on. So what do we have coming up here this next weekend at Meridian?
Nothing.
Are they dark?
They're dark.
What the hell are we going to do this weekend? Drinking.
Mountain therapy.
Mount-
I need to go catch some fish.
Yeah.
The fish, they're calling my name. They're
I
over
got-
that way.
I got our license. I got our poles. Manny and I have to head out. We like to go up to Grayback Gulch area.
Where are you going?
Right? We usually go up like Grayback or Idaho
All right, I
City.
won't be there.
You want to go up there?
No, I won't be.
Oh man.
Go to the Rapid River. The Crooked River. Go to the Crooked River if you're going up that way.
I want to go to Riggins. I haven't been to Riggins in a couple of years.
That's not fishing water for me, Andy.
I don't want to go fit. I just want to go to Riggins.
Why?
Beautiful up there.
No, not really. It's kind of like Horseshoe Bend.
He wants to go to the rodeo.
Well, the rodeo's in like May.
No, just north of Riggins. There's a really great spot out there.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is.
They're all over there
Preferences. DJ, what are you doing this weekend when you come home? Got a long road trip home, you and Linda?
Yeah. I forgot about Meridian was not running next weekend, so I might go out to Magic Valley and visit my buddy Nate out there. Hang out in the booth.
Nate Graves. He's due for a show visit. We'll have to
I was
Nate
trying to
on.
get him here. It's hard to drive that extra 130 miles.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I actually talked to him. I texted him yesterday, or actually no, this morning, and he's been under the weather.
Oh, poor Nate.
He actually did not announce last night in Magic Valley. I heard that Eddie McKean was announcing last night.
Oh, that explains a lot of it.
Uh-oh. Hey, I need to do a special shout out tonight. We have a new visitor to Turn5.Live, somebody very important to us. Mr. Jeremy White, one of my best buddies from the
Redbone.
from Redbone. By the way, last night I wore my Redbone shirt.
He did to
at
the races.
racetrack, and it was pretty awesome. Everybody's like, "Hey, Redbone, yeah!" But I got to give a special call out. Kim White is actually watching tonight. First time she's ever sat down with Jeremy to do anything.
What?
Maybe cook dinner for him. Or something.
Young love.
Well, kind of
first
middle-aged love, but that works. I mean, Jeremy's one of the all-time great dudes. One of the hardest working people I've ever seen. Kim,
I don't know.
treat that man well tonight because he needs all his work.
I got a
understand
message.
there's been some changes at Redbone.
Oh.
I can't get into them, but nobody called and asked me if the permission for any of this. But there's been a couple, not that they need to, but there's been some changes at Redbone. Jeremy, you're going to have to tell me what's going on because I haven't heard from Mr. Reed in a while. Anyway, back. On point.
And Jeremy, he's not my favorite anymore because he sent me a message saying that he was going to start ordering some Volt Vapes vape fuel, and I've yet to see an order come across the table. Jeremy,
He went to Vapor Loft.
fucker.
But we got to have some lion tamers got to be given out on the show.
Right? Yeah. So we had something we said earlier. Somebody, Jason Sanders. Did anybody give us that Sanders? How many championships?
Oh, yeah. Mike Hunter.
Hunter did?
No. I'm talking about something.
I can't. That's too far away. That's like some white stuff on the side of a black
questions.
thing.
We've got, you guys have.
I already answered the question.
You guys have 20 minutes. You have 20 minutes to.
Someone text Sanders and let us know how many championships.
This coming Saturday.
What's that, Deej?
Mike Hunter says they're running at Wenatchee this coming Saturday.
Yes, they are. And my son is planning on coming up and helping him. And
but he won't come over and have wings.
Well, of course he wants to have wings.
Not wings, those are ribs.
Ribs. Oh,
Your
Junior?
Yeah.
Junior wanted to go play golf. But he wants to come up and help Mike and Marcy. So anyway, I gave him your phone number, Mike. He's supposed to call you. I don't know. But he'll be there.
All right. So we got a box. I have a whole box of FVP Stay Clean. I've got our Stay Tuned. I have Super Clean. We've got Lion Tamer Beard Care. We got some Charmaine's lip balm. So let's do something here on air. We've got all of our tens of viewers here. So let's see. What do we got? What was happening?
Everyone's trivia question. Who won the very first Royal Purple?
That's just Royal
modified
Purple
race in a Magic Valley Speedway. Who won the very first Royal Purple? Not Intermountain Outlaws, different deal. Royal Purple modified race at Magic Valley Speedway.
This
should be very easy, by the way. And I believe it's his only series win in history.
It wasn't Kirkland.
No, it wasn't Cody. Cody was there. It wasn't Santa Claus.
Wasn't Santa Claus, no.
No, it was not Santa Claus. He doesn't even look remote. I look like Santa Claus. He doesn't look remotely close to Santa Claus.
Wasn't Latham.
Wasn't Kyle
35.
Latham. It was not Kyle Latham.
Wasn't Kyle Latham. So I wonder what that could mean. Anyone?
You might read into that.
Bueller.
Don't make me. Oh, somebody just messaged me, said Neil Latham.
They didn't put it on here?
No, somebody doesn't know how to play the game.
Who is it? Kyle Latham, probably. Fucktard. Kyle, log into the goddamn YouTube channel. Our phones are blowing up. We're trying to watch too many things.
I lost DJ. I pressed the button.
Oh, well, he'll be back. So, absolutely, Neil Latham won the very first Royal Purple Modified Series race. It is brand new car.
Wrong button.
Hang on, we're racing now. It is brand new car. Good job, Neil. Good job, Neil Latham won that race. That was absolutely true. Kyle, you'll get, let's see, you get some ribs.
No, those are mine. I'm keeping those. He's getting some product.
Oh, you're getting some product.
He's going to get a Stay Tuned and a Super Clean. And he is going to get his pick of some Lion Tamer Beard Balm and or beard oil or some. He'll definitely get some Charmaine's.
Charmaine's.
A couple sticks of Charmaine's. I'm telling you, I'm loving it.
You should be selling that stuff.
I sell it to whoever will buy from me.
You should be selling that stuff like crazy.
I should be.
Did you get DJ back yet?
I did not. He says call me back. Like I know how to work this stupid thing.
He's our producer.
I can't. Yeah. Latham says he can't grow a beard. So we'll get you some Charmaine's. I have not known a Latham that can grow a beard.
No.
Dwight now, yeah, Dwight, that's the better call. Call me back.
There you go.
Because again, I got buttons.
We need another trivia question. What's another trivia question that we can run?
We need something wider based. Oh, there we go. I love my ringer. Who's that? Who could it be? Santa Claus?
He's our producer. That's all I can say about that, Beach. He's our producer.
Latham, it's not that you can't grow a beard, it's that you can't grow a beard.
Hang on. Oh, by the way, let's see. Let's timestamp this. Cody Kirkland also got that right. Let's see. 8:12. When did Kyle chime in? Maybe Kyle got aced. Let's see.
Well, let's see. Somebody's got to be tricking their phone.
Let's see.
DJ, you're back, right?
Kyle texts me like every 30 seconds. So why don't we give Cody Kirkland some...
I'll give it to Cody. I like Cody better anyway.
I like Cody.
He's like my little brother always wanted. Little cousin.
They're all
And he's
like
got
my
much
sons.
cuter kids. Those kids are adorable.
Well, Kyle's got cute kids too.
Yeah, but they're not Kirkland cute.
Kyle, I don't know what to tell you. That's
What
him.
the hell's that mean?
Stay
I
away
don't,
from
I
all
don't
the
know.
kids.
I don't know who
Tom.
that is, but they sent me a picture of food.
That looks like Kyle.
Is that Kyle?
Or Cody, one of the two.
I
They
don't
always
know.
barbecue when we're talking. So anyway, looking forward to what we got going the rest of the season. Looking at Meridian
Yes.
Speedway, this is actually next week is their kind of interlude. That's their go camping, mountain therapy.
Yeah, get
off.
the hell out of town.
Yeah, I'm not certain what's going on. Usually Adam plans around something that's going on in the area, but I don't see anything going on. But they come right back for Eva Destruction.
Yeah, that's going to be huge.
And this is Eve like 65 or something for Adam. He's done these since he was over at Roseburg and Chappie and all that stuff. And they're bringing back a full-on trailer race. First time in 9 years, they said last night, a full-on trailer race. I don't know what that means,
I don't either.
but I want to know. I get in free.
We got race,
Whatever.
yes.
I'm going to be racing.
DJ, what's a trailer race?
I'm going to say it's just like a boat race, but you're hauling trailers instead.
But,
Like,
like the camper trailers.
Yes, yes. The first time I ever saw one of these, I believe it was at Meridian Speedway when Kenny had the track, and Adam Nelson had a trailer on his bomber, which was a Camaro, yellow and orange and red type Camaro.
Crazy.
And I remember Adam doing Dukes of Hazzard right through the side of a trailer during the race with his trailer on it. If I'm not mistaken, he was the King Kong of Eva Destruction that year. So Adam would probably be able to set me straight on that for sure, but that's a long time ago. So I'm sure that they'll burn something down with the jet car. They'll drop something. Maybe they'll have James Paul come jump your Hornet again, DJ.
Oh,
I don't know.
James Paul doesn't own that Hornet.
He does now.
Oh,
But
that's
maybe they'll do something like that. But there's always somebody who's the master of destruction. We'll have the world famous Gauntlet race.
the Gauntlet is my favorite.
Yes, Gauntlet.
Yep.
Gauntlet is my favorite. Let the little cars box in the van. He's done that with motorhomes, with school buses in the past. Who knows what he's going to have? But I know that destroying a school bus is something you find sacrilegious, DJ. But
He'll drag race him, but destroying him, no, not a clue.
so that and just so you know, guys, that might be coming in from out of town that are coming for this race. If you're bringing your family and they want to sit in the stands,
Get early.
get your tickets online.
Yeah.
And get there early.
They will send, and for those again who haven't been there, Eva Destruction sells out 20 minutes, 30 minutes before the track even opens. They are turning people away.
Yeah, people are buying them tickets on their app while they're standing in line.
Yep.
So that they can go up through in line. And, it's going to probably be a warm one. It's going to be August 4th. So my guess is it's still going to be in the 90s or so. So hydrate yourself.
There's always complaints, every year that couldn't find a seat.
Sure.
Get there early.
There's no free passes for
Good
this.
God, it's like
Don't be
100
looking for
degrees for the next 10 days.
What's Idaho in the summer? But the thing is
that
about
jet dragster is going to make it even hotter that night.
Good Lord. Oh, that's right. The jet dragster.
were you down in Twin Falls when that idiot did that?
Right on the front stretch.
Yes.
Melted the asphalt.
No, that wasn't what happened.
No, when he spilled the
blew
jet
up.
fuel.
He dumped all his jet fuel.
Yeah.
We were at Magic Valley for
Holy
a Royal Purple
shit.
Modified Series race in like our second year, and Eddie's like, "Yeah, we're gonna have the jet car run around here." I'm like, "All right, Eddie, let's have the jet car. We're gonna run around." So I love Eddie. That's just the way he talks.
Yeah.
If he doesn't like the way I talk about it, if I change the way you talk, but so we're like, no, because it's just kerosene. It's just going to make the track slick as hell. But he's like, no big deal. So he goes out there and does it. This guy stops in the front to do their pops, and breaks a fitting on a fuel line and douches the whole front chute of this racetrack with kerosene, with great number 4 diesel or whatever the hell the shit is. Just douches this thing. And we got to go out and race in it. True story.
That was awesome.
Race that. I lost my chili that night. I lost my chili a lot of times, but I'm glad that one didn't crash too much.
Yeah. All right. So is Magic Valley running this weekend?
Yes.
Are they dark? Okay. So who do they got running down there?
Yeah, they've got their super late models. We got their street stocks, Hornets, Legends, make a return visit, along with the double deckers and the vans.
The vans. That's so cool.
Right out front.
No, I got one right here.
Figure 8 vans, I believe. That's what they do.
Is there any other kind?
No.
Sacrilege.
But you know what? You guys were talking about the Meridian Speedway schedule. This is the part of the year that I love at Meridian Speedway because now it's time to get serious. You got championships to be determined, as well as some big major races.
Oh yeah,
You know, King of the Wing NSRA is coming up.
Oh yeah, K&N.
September. We got the Napa Auto Parts Idaho 208 for the NASCAR K&N West Series.
Our biggest race of the year is the Strobel Memorial.
Mhm.
September 22nd.
So,
Dude, September is huge in race world.
oh yeah, definitely love it.
All right. So beyond that, I think that gets us all caught up to date.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anybody else got anything else fun going on? Anybody out there?
I got a what do you call it? Field trip on Thursday at the Speedway. I'm going to be talking to the kids about jobs in the motorsports industry.
Cool.
You're trying to get my replacement recruited?
You know, they say any 10-year-old can do your job. We're going to find one.
Probably do it better.
Well,
I know all these guys were thinking it, so I just said it.
The Brighter Beginnings Learning Center will be there on Thursday. We'll be talking to the kids about jobs.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. So cool.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up what we have for tonight.
What
I don't know. We have nobody
like
else, 10 more minutes.
I figured we'd have some questions from some of them.
Right?
I mean, they're all standing there watching us thinking we need to entertain you, but you got to help us entertain you.
Right.
Yeah,
I got a whole
questions. Throw some questions, rants, raves, whatever.
who we done?
Still, I got a lot of backlash from last week's modified show.
I didn't. I got a lot of like props and high fives and.
Yeah, well, I did that too. And a lot of them were like, bully, and some were like, fuck you, LeBron, and
dilly.
So some were good, some were bad. Last week's show was an interesting topic for me. It was a little bit more controversial. It was a tough show for me to do. You talked me into it, and I didn't really want to do it because I try to stay on the fence and keep everybody on the same page as much as possible.
This show's not about being on the fence.
Well, your idea and my idea are different, and that's what makes the show entertaining. But it wasn't designed for that. It was designed to get people out to the racetrack and work on their cars. And from my mind, yours was like, let's stir some shit and get LeBron in trouble.
I know.
So, fuck that. But, last week's show about the modified series and the future of it and so forth, where we're going, I think even probably right now, it's more screwed up than it's ever been.
It has been. I will agree. And that was my impetus. I gotta
say it this way, and there's probably somebody out there that's going to say, "Oh, fuck, you're grandstanding or something." The reason our series exists is so that we can have a common set of rules and have a place to have our say, and have our rules consistent and be consistent everywhere we go. We don't have that other than our series right now. It's scattered. Both, and I love both those racetrack promoters. They're friends of mine.
Oh, man, they're good.
Yes.
What they do, they're good.
And Adam and I were hugging on each other last night. So
sword fighting.
And no sword fighting. But and Eddie and I are tight. We're friends. But run what you brung won't work.
Nope. It's great in a Hornet.
Well, those for cars we race, not race cars. But
with Hoosiers.
But if you want to have some say and you want to continue the modified sport, if you have some bitch about me or if you have some bitch about whatever, get over it. What we're going to do with the Utah group that has a place to come run, so they'll have a place to come run next year, is still subjective.
It will be what it'll be.
It'll be what it'll be. My gut is telling me right now what I'm going to end up doing with that scenario is having them tell us what they want to make their cars more competitive. Rather than us, we're not turning our cars down.
This is an unofficial announcement.
No, it's just where I'm thinking on July 22nd. And we still got 4 or 5 months to even think about it.
Yeah, we'll have our rules meeting.
We'll have our rules explanation meeting. Rules meeting is a little bit different with me. I get the stuff done ahead of time and I say what it is. But what I'm thinking of doing at this point is rather than having a series within a series, is having the guys who run the 602s on the Hoosier 970s tell us what they want to have happen to make their cars more competitive. their first thing in their mind is going to be put a restrictor plate on the open motors.
No,
because it didn't work down there, and it ain't going to work up here. And I'm not going to take guys who have built our deal and tell them they have to go change their stuff. Because if I put a 1-inch restrictor plate, let's say on Neil Latham's motor, because I know he's listening tonight, and I put a 1-inch restrictor plate on Neil Latham's motor, it's a $1,100 to $1,200 carburetor he has to go buy. And people say, oh, he doesn't have to. You have to have the angled venturis to make it work. And then you got the dyno time. And you got all that crap working for that restrictor plate. That's harder than it sounds to do correctly. Okay, so that means the guys who are running in our series would have to change. All of them would have to go buy stuff. And they're the guys who really built this thing. So there are a patch of 6 or 8 guys who don't have an open motor down there. Adam and I were talking last night, and he's 100% right. A lot of those guys are going to travel 4 or 5 times and sell their shit. They're not going to want to travel. They've been used to running in their hometown. They're not going to want to travel. So, those cars will be for sale. But we still need a place for them to go. I really love the idea of a crate engine.
I do. I'm a huge supporter of it.
If I had to build a series from scratch, we'd have the 970 tire and the 604, the aluminum head motor.
That you and I agree, big motor in a modified.
Well, it's 400 horse, 400 and a quarter. Not the CT525 because it's fuel injection. It's too much of a departure from a normal small block Chevy. But if we had to start over again, DJ, I know you're listening and you need to comment on this because I really need your opinion too. But
sure,
I think we'd go 60. If we had to start over 604, who's your 970s with our shock rule and our width rule?
Yeah, I commented last week as well. That 602 or 604 combination with the 970 turns out some great racing, whatever series you run.
See, I like
602.
I like the bigger motor because you're a tour series. Lots of guys can buy a 602. You got a little bit more dedication to get a 604 and to dial that in and to make it work right. So you need to have that break. Yeah, but still, it's between everything else. Now you say, well, it's 2,000 for that, and you get a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. I like having that little bit bigger rumble. As we're talking with the wing sprints last night, man, just feeling that. You can't replace that. I love my 4-banger, but you can't replace that.
It's attached directly to your testicles. The 604, I got a couple of comments online here. The 604 is a great idea for the 970, and I'm telling you, with the 2 tracks that we race at for 2019, that we know that we'll have an opportunity to race at is Magic Valley and Meridian Speedway. 604 on the 970 will win races in that tour, no problem.
Oh yeah.
What we saw at Hermiston, a 604 would have been the perfect fucking engine for Hermiston. Because
a mid-level motor with a weak tire.
Aubrey, Neil, none of them got all the way down on they never hit full throttle the whole damn night. Their ankles had to be sore the next day from just keeping it in the trend. Oh shit. So, they're for the money, like Sam's saying online, they're best horsepower for the money. They are.
Oh, yeah.
And we'd have to have the tech in play and all that kind of stuff so we can make certain that nobody's cheating them up because they can be. And if, I'm going to open them up and change the rod bolts. No, you're not. No, you're not. Then you're running an open motor. But if somebody was coming in this series and wanted a 604, that'd be the way to go. James Telford and I talked about this too. If I was starting all over, and I think Sam Newcomer, if I was starting all over again, building the series from scratch would be the 604 on the Hoosier 970 tire.
Yeah. I think the 602 and the 970 is a little too weak, the motor to tire ratio. I want something that's still going to break that tire free, so you have to manage it.
They never break. The motors don't break.
No, not break. But I mean, to spin the tires, where you still have to have that driver ability to manage acceleration coming out of the corner. And I think that's critical. And to be able to woe it down because you don't want to overdrive going in. Having that 602, I don't think it's enough motor to really push that tire to its limits on some of these tracks. I think 604 makes that tire work harder, and I like the mentality that you have to have extra power and to drive it.
Perfect.
So I think the 604 970. I'm a huge tire fan. I go to the white papers of for Hoosier and I look at their building compounds and how all that works, and that's how I built that car.
The 970 is the best tire on the planet for what we do.
Yeah,
and they prove it again. The guys who went down and ran with the Lucas Oil Series, Zachary and even Casey Tillman and so forth. Those guys need to understand that 700 tire is a pile of shit.
Oh, yeah.
The first one, I mean, Strobel,
jump on a 970 or a 780, 790 from Pocatello. That 790 is a piece of shit.
Absolutely.
But I like Go ahead.
I said it last week. And I'll say it again this week. 602, 604 sealed with a 970 tire. Okay, now you're putting it back into the driver ability, the driver knowledge of setup, and you're taking away how big someone's wallet is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're the person with the wallet's still going to do well. The person without the wallet is now going to be able to compete.
Right.
So that's what I love about it.
Yep. Anyway, that's what where I'm thinking right now. I want the group that has the 602s to come tell me what they want as a concession as far as left side weight, total weight, whatever it may be, to make their cars competitive with our open motors. I'm not entertaining the idea of sticking restrictor plates on the open motors. And just because they have that now, here's the biggest issue. Rocky Mountain Raceway is big, progressively banked, 3/8 mile on the inside, fast track.
Big,
motors make
track.
A huge difference. You go to Magic Valley, they make less difference.
Meridian,
they don't matter. And
smaller is better.
Yeah. We've been asked to come back to Hermiston. We've been asked to go to Mission Valley. We've been asked to go to Roseburg. These type of tracks, those type of things, they're not going to matter. I mean, horsepower does matter. It does matter like starts and jumping in a hole. But after that, you're probably 75 laps. Those 602s will be right there, back up again, right with you. And that's why we run the laps. We do that because we do a full invert on what people running over each other. If we do a 35 lap main with a 16 car invert, they're all going to be destroying each other.
Oh yeah, it'll be a wreck fest.
That's why we do the laps we do. So anyway, from their experience they currently have, they think open motors would kill them. It all depends on the playing field. Magic Valley, Meridian Speedway are a bunch different.
Yep.
And those that have never run Meridian Speedway need to get their butt there.
Oh my God.
Especially on something like Eva Destruction Night.
If
Drivers racetrack.
We had 5 of those guys take their top 5, roll them up here for Eva Destruction Night on the 4th. I think they're all going to do a very good night.
Well, they always have.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyler, Zach, Mark Heath.
Oh, I'm fucking with my phone. I fixed it.
Yeah, you just
DJ's back.
Anyway,
if you're doing that to your phone, that means you're doing that to me.
Sorry. Still love you.
Want me to turn the lights off and play some Barry White? What? That's what we got tonight for Turn5.Live. DJ, what you got?
Not much. Just looking forward to getting back to good old Idaho. Leaving on Tuesday for the 14-hour trip back, and looking forward to getting back with you guys live back in the studio next Sunday.
Yay.
Sunday, we're going to have a different topic. The next Sunday, because we don't have Meridian Speedway running, we're going to have some fun in here. I think we're probably going to have a couple more people in studio and some stuff.
I think we'll turn this table sideways and we'll light this
We'll light this candle.
Right? No, I think we'll have some fun. We'll make it a giveaway show. So
give that show away.
We will give it away now.
I
think Impact Motors says they'll give away a free car on the show, right? Is that right, guys?
Yeah,
Impact Motors give away a free car.
Yeah, sure. Give away Kyle's truck. But we'll have a case of oil to give away next week. Oh, by the way, racers out there, I do have 2050 on the way from Royal Purple, and we'll make a tire run between now and then for Hoosiers. From Magic Valley. But anyway, that's me. That's all I've got. DJ, that's all you got?
That's all I got. Looking forward to getting back and seeing you guys.
Donovan?
Yep. I do want to apologize to my mother. She's upset at me that I made fun of somebody else's kids saying they're cuter than others. So, hi, Mom. Sorry for making fun of Kirkland and Latham's kids.
That was him that said that.
I'm not giving away a plaid mini stock. Kirkland's going down.
You're giving away a plaid mini stock? That should be given away. No. I appreciate you guys very much for our guests, John and Valerie Dominic from I-10, for DJ Everett down in Simi Valley, California, where they drink cappuccinos and shit, and for Donovan John's girlfriend Sheba, and Donovan John's grandmother. My name's Todd.
Is that meatloaf ready yet?
Never let your meatloaf ever. For Turn5.Live, my name's Todd LeBron. We'll catch you next week. See you at the races.
Wait, I saw the other button. Ding. Peace.